Did you ever think when you wrote that comic, when you created the
Yeah.
Hulk, did you ever think 60 years later, billions of people, not millions, billions of people going to convention, loving the Hulk? Do you ever think it would go that far?
Never. I want to ask you a question,
Yes.
Jenna. How come we got him for a guest?
Because he's Lou Ferrigno, and we want him as a guest.
But this is like scraping the bottom of the barrel. I can't stand this man.
What?
I don't want to have anything to do with him. You asked him the questions. I never liked him. I don't like him. I don't care for him.
Do you want to say anything?
I have nothing to say about this man.
No?
I have nothing to say about him.
Do you have to sit so close?
Do I have to separate the two of you?
Actually, Lou is my best friend. I mean, a guy would be crazy to make an enemy out of a guy like this, right? He's the greatest guy I know. He's a gentle giant, and he's a great actor. He's a great person, and I'm proud to have him as a friend.
Well, cheers
but I
to
thought
that.
that introduction was something you don't see every day
It was a little
on an
terrifying.
interview show, right?
Hmm.
What the heck are we drinking?
It's green. That's all you need to know.
Every show it's a different color. I never
It's
know
called
what
Hulk
it is.
Smash.
So tell us about yourself. What the hell are you doing now, Lou?
Me, I'm doing everything. I got a movie coming out called The Liberator.
The Liberator.
Yeah, it's a great action film about an aging superhero. He gets rejected from the government. He loses a relationship with his daughter, his wife, and he decided to blow the whistle on the government because he sees G versus E, and they out to kill him.
Is that you?
Yeah,
You're the Liberator.
Yeah, I go crazy.
Wow.
I think destroy everyone. Fight scene, battle, everything. Me, Peter Wilson, Ed Asner, Michael Dorn, and it's a great film. And I would say it's my best acting. I'm very excited about the project.
Gee, that's wonderful. Is it already filmed?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they're going to
It's
show.
finished?
Yeah, they're going to
Well,
show.
wait a minute. Now I am mad at you. Where's my cameo? You didn't call me? Where did you shoot this?
You should have known this was coming.
The idea of you starring in an action movie is so great, and I am so pleased and thrilled, and everybody watching us is going to be also. I can't wait to see it. I'm sorry it took so long, but I'll bet it'll be great.
We're going to have a screening at your convention on September 15th.
Oh, great, in LA at the Kamikaze Convention?
Kamikaze Expo.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see
So
it.
now talking about Stan, I don't know if I told you this, when I was a little kid, I used to collect Hulk comic books and Superman comic books because I was fascinated with power because I was like a real life Walter Mitty. And I used to read the old Hulk comic. I kept saying, what does Stan look like? This guy created a comic. And I remember I've never seen a photo.
Errol Flynn, I look like Errol Flynn.
You do.
Okay, so one day, fast forward, I'm doing the Hulk TV series. So Bill Bixby comes up and said, guess who's coming today? Stan Lee. I said, what? The creator of the Hulk comic. I said, really? I just put right back to my childhood. I said, oh my God. I said, Stan Lee, I wonder what he looks like. So Stan comes off the set. And I'm talking to Stan, he asks me questions. I mean, of course, in the costume. He doesn't know what I look like out of the costume. So he's looking at me
I
like,
thought you were born that way.
exactly. So he had this unique voice. And I said, why is he talking to me like that? Maybe because of, I look like the Hulk and everything. And I was really excited because the fact that I said, if it wasn't for this gentleman, I wouldn't be what I am today because he created the Hulk comics. I ended up becoming a bodybuilding champion because the Hulk had all the muscles and everything, and I was fascinated with the look of it, the power, and that led into filming the Hulk TV series. So if he didn't create the Hulk, I wouldn't be sitting down with him today.
How about that?
Did you ever think when you wrote that comic, when you created the
Yeah.
Hulk, did you ever think 60 years later, billions of people, not millions, billions of people going to convention, loving the Hulk? Do you ever think it would go that far?
Never. I've mentioned this so often. The only thing on my mind was, I hope the books would sell so I'd keep my job and I'd be able to pay the rent. I mean, who could have imagined in a million years that these things would catch on?
That's why you work so hard today, because you never forgot those days.
You know, the people who watch the Hulk television show may not have been aware of it, but you only saw the Hulk for a couple of minutes in the beginning and a couple of minutes at the end for the climax. But Lou was so impressive in that role that you never forgot it. And Bill Bixby, with his direction and his idea of when you first saw Lou turning into the Hulk, and you saw the shirt starting to tear on the shoulder. Somehow women loved that. don't
I
know.
loved that.
Women loved that scene.
You
You
remember
know?
that, huh?
And then this poor guy, all made up in green, and then you'd go, rah, like that. You're imitating me, of course, trying to. You must have been saying to yourself, how would Stan do it? And I appreciate that. But it was something nobody ever forgot. People today remember it.
Well, it was a sensitivity, vulnerability, because all the heroes, like I call them heroes, all the monsters like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, you sympathize with them.
Absolutely.
Same thing with the Hulk, except the Hulk was a nicer guy. But like Frankenstein, I cried when he died, even though he had.
You mean the monster?
Yes,
Yeah.
the monster. They were villains, but they were heroes.
Well, it's funny. When I created the Hulk, I wanted to get a character who was like the Frankenstein monster, because I always thought the monster was the good guy. He didn't want to hurt anybody, but those idiots with torches used to chase him up and down the mountain in all those scenes, you know? So when I spoke to Jack Kirby, who drew the first Hulk, and I said, what? He must have thought I was crazy. I said, I want you to make him look like a monster, but a sympathetic monster,
Okay.
you know? The luckiest thing was when it turned into a TV series and we were able to get you to play the Hulk, because it was unforgettable. Nobody ever forgot that character.
And you
that
know, Richard
played.
Keogh, they used him. But then Ken Johnson realized Richard Keogh did not look like the Hulk. So I went down for the screen test because I was training for competition. And I remember Bixby had a smile on his face because I was going through all the motions and everything. I never acted before, and they said, this is the guy. The next day I was filming, from bodybuilding competition to film business, doing the
Wow.
Hulk. It was unbelievable. One day.
Yeah. How did it feel? How long did it take to get all that green stuff painted on you?
About 3 or 4 hours. They had to be retouched all day long. And sometimes the makeup take an hour to take off. I never told you that. One time at about 1 in the morning, I was exhausted. I said to the makeup man, go home, leave the makeup on.
You were going to go home with the makeup on?
I drove home.
You must have been tired.
I drove home. I was driving on the freeway. It's 1:30 in the morning. A guy next to me goes like this. Holy He cracked. Boom! He cracked right in the car in
You're
front of
kidding.
him. I had a poker face. I said, I better get home because I had a head-on collision. Could you imagine me getting pulled over? That was the last time I
That
got.
is the funniest thing.
Oh,
You
it's a
went
true
home
story.
like the Hulk,
I felt sorry.
driving a car.
Exactly.
Well, we usually finish the show with Excelsior, but I'm wondering if you would do a Hulk smash for us.
Hulk smash! Hulk crash!